Hello lads and lassies and welcome back to my channel as I'm Mr. Mayhem. Today we'll be going over my pickups for September. Now there's a decent amount here, so I'm just going to get started. But before we do, if you do enjoy this, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe for more. You can support me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, links in the description. And the next one I do of these will be the 12th one, which will be the year anniversary thing, so very cool. But we're just going to get started. So first off, I got three... Why am I sitting okay? You're probably hating this right now, I do apologise. There we go, yeah, that's fine. So I got 3 PS3 games for free because I took some photos for this event that one of Callum's friends was doing, and they were doing like a car boot sale or a yard sale at the place, and I was gonna pay for these anyway. They said no, you can have it for free because you took the photos. Oh, cool. So I picked up Bioshock 2, Dishonored, and Need for Speed Pro Street just disc. I already have these two, but I didn't have this, but it's still nice. I have these on 360, not on the PS3, so it's still cool to have. And again, it's free, so, you know. And then the one PS4 game I got is The Evil Within 2. I meant to pick this up when I was on a trip last time, but forgot to. But now I have it, so happy with that. But because I played it on what's it called? I played it on Xbox One and loved it. It's a great game. First one's not my thing, but really enjoyed it. Look forward to playing that again. And then the PS5 games I got was, the first was I got Gran Turismo 7. Oh, I should probably preface this. I traded in my old Switch because for the longest time I was going to keep it, you know, sentimental value, but I was going to get a good amount of money for it, so I traded it in. And with Game in the UK, you trade it in and then you also get points on your account along with the credit. So I think I ended up getting like the amount I traded. I'm not going to say how much I got for it, but then I also got like 25% of that, so I ended up having quite a bit. So I got Gran Turismo 7 because after seeing it for the 4th time, I really wanted to pick it up. So I picked up after seeing the film for the 4th time, sorry, I need to slow down. I really wanted to pick it up and play it, and I've played this a lot. Enjoyed it. It looks gorgeous, plays gorgeous, but I know that apparently this is the worst one in the series, but I still really like it. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed my time with it, and definitely got my money's worth out of it. I also picked up Immortals of Avium. I have not played this yet, I have installed it, but I like the look of it, so I thought I would pick it up. And yeah, I should play that soon probably. I also picked up Klonoa Fantasy, don't know how to say that series. I like the look of this on the shelf, and again, it was quite cheap, so look forward to trying this out. I also picked up Madison Possessed Edition. This is a slow burn. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet, but we'll see. I've played about an hour of it, and maybe I'm just stupid, but I keep getting stuck and I keep having to look stuff up, so, but we'll see. And the last PS5 game I got was, this is a game that I actually went up to the counter just to get the standard edition for, I believe it was £15. And they were like, we don't have it, we only have the collectors. And I was like, how much is the collectors? And you're just like, oh, it's the same. So I picked up Wanted Dead, the collector's edition. This comes with a steelbook and a physical copy of the game, so you get both, which is quite nice. I like it when they do that. I don't like when they just give you a steelbook without the standard case, so you get your steelbook in there and your copy of the game. I've not played it yet, have installed it, but again, this was £15, so I'm not going to complain. It's chunky and it looks great on a shelf, so yeah. And that's the PlayStation stuff. Now we're on to the Xbox stuff. So I've been on a bit of a racing game kick since Gran Turismo, so I picked up 2 Need for Speed games that I wanted to pick up for ages, paid £2 for them. That's Shift 2 Unleashed and Undercover. I remember my cousin playing this when I was younger, and I enjoyed it when I was allowed to play it at his. And I have always wanted to play Shift 2 Unleashed. I've tried this, and I don't know how I feel about it. It feels weird, because I really enjoyed the first Need for Speed Shift, although I know a lot of people don't. But yeah, I'm not sure about this, but yeah, we shall see. Then the missing a game. Oh, oops. Here it is. The one Xbox One game that I got was Need for Speed Payback. It's the only one I was missing from my Need for Speed collection for Xbox One. So yeah, really, it's all right. It's not great, but it was a $5, and I wanted to get the rest of them because I really enjoyed the Need for Speed games. So yeah. And then onto the Series X games, I picked up Hades. I actually already have this on Switch, but I did enjoy it for what it was, and this was pre-owned as well, so I got this quite cheap, and it's nice to have a physical copy. So great game, great graphics, you guys know it. Then I picked up Mortal Kombat 1, again, with some of the stuff I had left over from my Switch. I'm not much into the online aspect of these games, but I do enjoy the solo experience, and I wasn't going to get this at full price, but I did read that the achievements, from what I could see, were a lot more solo friendly. So that'll be fun to give me a bit more longevity into it, because if this was just going to be like, I played through the campaign and that's it, I probably would have waited until it had gone down a lot in price. But I'm enjoying this so far. It's a fucking big install though, 140 gigabytes. Then I also picked up Remnant 2. I'd heard this was really good. I picked up the first one, well, you'll see in a minute. I picked up the first one and played a little bit of that, and then decided to get this with the funds from my Switch, and I've played about 5 hours of it, and it's great, but it's fucking hard. It's good though. I do recommend it. The last Series X game that I picked up, and I'm terrified to play it, I've not played it yet, I've installed it, I've just not played it, is Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. I've heard this is fucking brutal. And it's obviously by, FromSoft. So, it's going to be fun when I do eventually get around to it, but, yeah, I'm sure I'll get to it at some point. And that's the Xbox stuff. Now onto the one Switch game, which is Remnant from the Ashes. I've played about 3 hours of this, I really enjoyed it, and it runs really well on the Switch. Yeah, but I would say get the second one, from what I can tell. And that's all the game stuff. Now we're going to move on to the Blu-rays, of which there are 5, I believe. So first up, I got the Peanut Butter Falcon for $2.99. It was in the bargain bin. Not seen this, but I've heard great things about it. I also picked up Another Round. This film's incredible, and I really want to rewatch it, so I'm sure this will get rewatched at some point soon. I also picked up Rise of the Foot Soldier 4 Marbella. If you want to know more about my thoughts on the whole series, check out my What I Watched coming out, I believe, after this. But this is the only good one, apart from the new 1/6. So I picked this one up on its own. If you want to hear my thoughts on the rest of them, check out that video when it does eventually drop. The rest of them were not very good, let's just put it that way, apart from 6. And one of my favourite films from last year, and a surprise film from last year that didn't get a Blu-ray until the start of September, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. This film is lovely. It's such a lovely... It's just happy. If you've never seen this, watch it. It's in the same vein as Paddington, just a lovely British, just feel-good comedy. It's not even a comedy more so, it's just watch it. It's fucking brilliant. I love this film. I've watched the Blu-ray twice since I got it. And the last Blu-ray I got is a film I checked out on Netflix first, and I ended up really, really liking it. So I picked up the second set, and that's Bull with Neil Maskell. I'm just going to say Neil Maskell. He is fantastic in this film, and I love him as an actor. This is a great little set. I've not opened it yet, because I don't want to open it until I watch it, but it's the Blu-ray, it's the Blu-ray, and I believe it's a book of essays and art cards. Great film. If you've not seen it, check it out. And that's all the Blu-rays. Now we're going to go on to the 4Ks. There's not that many Steelbooks this month. Not even that many 4Ks. Really. It's a very spread out month in terms of the formats. So like games and stuff like that. But first up, this isn't in any order. I should have said that. I picked up Fast X on 4K. This is a film that I saw in cinemas once. I like it. It's bad, but it's funny. Jason Momoa makes this film way better than... Like, normally I would probably say this film... I don't know. Because he needs to be in it. So, like, if the film was, like, just serious, this would probably be like a 2. But since it's Jason Momoa being absolutely mental, he's incredible in this film, it's a 3. If you've never seen this, I implore you to check it out, because it's bad, but it's... Jason Momoa makes it just so much fun. It's so stupid. And it ends so abruptly, it's ridiculous. It's a shit film, but I really enjoy it. And I have watched this, so... But I watched it on a projector, and I don't know how the quality was there. But I also picked up Knock at the Cabin, which I have watched now. What do you mean I've watched now? I watched it back in February. I rewatched it, sorry, with my girlfriend. She hadn't seen it, and I really do enjoy this film. It does lose a little bit of that punch the second time. So I dropped it down from a 4 to a 3.5. But it is still good. The 4K looks pretty decent, and I think it's a pretty good film. And then I picked up Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I saw this in cinemas and enjoyed it quite a bit, to be honest. Pardon me. But I've not rewatched it yet. As you can see, it's still sealed, but I do plan on rewatching it soon because it was the thing, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And yeah, so that's normally a good sign for me to get something and watch it again. But and then I picked up Basic Instinct on 4K. This 4K is utterly gorgeous. It is incredible. It's one of the best looking 4Ks I've ever seen. And I just wanted to check that it wasn't just me, so I checked some comparison videos. This is night and day from what I can see. This film is utterly gorgeous, and surprisingly enough, it's actually quite a good murder mystery thriller. Yes, there is sex in it, you know, but it works with the story. It works with the plot. It's not gratuitous. It's not, you know, unnecessary. It works, and it's a really good film. I really enjoyed it, so I do recommend it. A film that I pre-ordered but cancelled it, but then just went back on it, but then it was out of stock for like a week or two. But then I went into HMV because my local HMV shut down for like a while, and then I went in and picked it up physically the other day. And surprisingly enough, it's a fat case as opposed to a slim case. That's The Exorcist in 4K with the extended director's cut and individual theatrical version. This is a fat case when normally a lot of WB films, I'm going to spoil my next film, but it's The Flash. It's thin. I have seen this film before. I'm actually seeing it tonight. At the time of recording this on the 30th, I'm actually seeing this tonight in the cinema with Callum, so I'm looking forward to seeing that, and then I'm going to watch it again tomorrow with my girlfriend because Callum doesn't want to see Believer. He's not interested, but my girlfriend is, so we'll see. But yeah, lovely little release, and very nice that it's the fat case. I know for a fact that America got a shit cover of Reagan, but I'm happy we got this one. And then obviously, as you saw, I picked up The Flash. I didn't like this film that much when I saw it in cinemas, but I haven't stopped thinking about it, and I'm going to be watching it this weekend, probably tomorrow. And yeah, the cover's all right. It's a slim case, not much to say on that, but yeah. And this was a blind buy, but I'd heard it was quite good, so I bought it and watched it yesterday. That's Sleepy Hollow. This film's really good. The transfer is gorgeous, but the film itself is really good. It's the only Tim Burton film that I actually actively like, I think, at the moment. There's obviously the Batman stuff, but I'm indifferent to that. But I really enjoyed this film, and again, the transfer is gorgeous. I also picked up Goodfellas in 4K. I've not watched it yet, but I was in a gangster mood, and then I wasn't, so it kind of was a bit annoying. But again, I paid 15 instead of 20, so I will watch this again at some point. But yeah. I've been waiting for this film because originally I was going to go to an unlimited screening in May, but I decided not to, and I regretted it. And then finally the film came out over here, and that is Sisu. And I watched this. The 4K looks pretty good, and it's a great film. It's a lot of fun. It's very gory, but it's really quite good. Everything looks stellar. If you haven't seen this, I implore you to check it out at some point. And the last, standard 4K I picked up this was insane. We were just shopping through the shelves of our HMV, and they had Gladiator on a $9.99 with any purchase, which means you buy anything else, you get it for a tenner, which is insane. So we picked up Gladiator. I've not watched it yet, but this was a kind of a thing of, oh, it's cheap. It's really cheap now, and I will watch it at some point, especially since there's a sequel coming out. So I thought, you know what, I'll pick that up. And now for I picked up 2 Second Sights this month, as you will have seen in my unboxings. It's The Crimes of the Future and It Follows. I've watched Crimes of the Future. I hadn't seen it before this. The 4K looked gorgeous and clear. The film I'm not so sure about, but I am willing to rewatch it. But I did like it for the most part. It Follows I've not watched yet in terms of the 4K. I have seen it before. I love it. But yeah, very happy to have these big chunguses in my collection. And now for the last two things, I picked up The Woman King in 4K with the Steelbook, which is very nice. I really enjoyed this film, and I know it says it's based off true events when it's quite different, but I enjoy this film a lot for what it is. And I picked up Across the Spider-Verse 4K Steelbook. This film is incredible, one of the best of the year. But I've not watched any of those two 4Ks yet, but I borrowed the 4K off of Callum and watched this, and then, yeah, enjoyed it. So, but yeah, that has been my pickups for the month of September. Let me know what some of your favourite things that you picked up this month were. I would probably say mine's were the second sight It Follows, and probably the Bull second sight as well. But yeah, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you do enjoy this, remember to like, drop a comment, subscribe for more. You can support me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links in the description. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.